Okay, hello there. Welcome back. We're gonna be, instead of a test stream, we're just gonna go ahead and just get started. We've had some changes with the internet, so that's why things have been like they are, but I kind of just want to get back in the swing of things, and I just want to see how things are, and if I gotta know how to move forward. So this just dropped today on Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass, Botany Manor, and it's probably one of those cozy, relaxing games, and maybe that's the change of pace I need, just to break, just to break the mold of stuff I've been playing. It's nice to just kind of deviate from that, and plus I know it's not going to be too long of a game. I imagine definitely more casual, relaxed kind of game. So without further ado, let's begin, because I definitely like plants. I garden as well in my free time, but plants take time to grow. So when I let them do their thing, I gotta have other stuff to do. 1890, okay. Somerset. English, I believe it said. Okay. So it's 1890. I have some cacti, succulents. More cacti. I guess that's what the terracotta is for, huh? Some Amanita muscaria, a mushroom, right? It's poisonous. If you see a mushroom that looks like this, don't eat it. It's poisonous. Toxic. Maybe it's a better way to say that. Climb up here. Normally people don't eat cactus, but don't eat that either. It's prickly. And the flowers may or may not have something that's not so healthy for people either. Oh yeah, this is good stuff here. This is kind of what I wanted to see and why I wanted to play this game. I just wanted to look at this. This is a greenhouse. Oh, it's nice books. Just books strewn along the wall. If it were me, I was gonna say I'd have a bookshelf, and they clearly do. You know what? I'm surprised you'd have books in here. Maybe there's real good temperature control. Parcel. Letter from Groundskeeper. Lady Arabella, we're happy to have you back at the manor. We've had a lovely trip in your absence. Afraid some things might have deteriorated, though I can assure you we've done our best to keep them. I hope it doesn't affect your research. Okay. Oh, okay. Arabella Green. Of course, gardener, My name and trade. Forgotten Flora, a herbarium by Arabella Green. Oh, it's her own book. Her character, I presume, we're playing as. Okay. 1890. Dear Arabella, thank you for submitting your book proposal for Forgotten Flora. Please send this empty herbarium back to us once you have completed your research, and we'll be in touch with the potential offer. Mayflower Publishing House. Okay. We'll be mapping out the grounds. Ground floor, first floor, second floor. A fresh start. Chapter 1. Clues. 3 entries. Survivors of adversity. There's a couple. So are we documenting? So we're like a plant scavenger hunt, maybe? Botanical alleys. Climbing up. Okay, sounds like stuff. You know, when it said adversities, I thought cacti, right? And so, because they are drought tolerant, they don't need they thrive where there's very little. Wow, this is I wasn't expecting for this greenhouse to be a larger. Wow, this is something more than a greenhouse. It's beautiful. Oh, and seed storage here. Oh, this is nice. This is a potting station we got here. Potting instructions. I'm always looking at the back because I thought this was a puzzle game too. So I'm just gonna. Everything might not be so easily handed to us, which is okay. Place pot on saucer. Good. Can't be having it spill over the place, can we? Add soil to the pot. Plant a seed. Water the seed. Got it. Compost bin, that's where we'll throw our scraps. Right, so we already have a saucer, right? We would do this so that, one, it doesn't make a mess, right? There's a hole in the bottom of this pot for drainage, right? But the water will pool and rot out the roots, cause root rot. So we need to drain the water, and that water is going to usually flow down to the bottom. And this saucer is going to catch the water, right, as it goes down, allowing also to prevent from making a mess, right? But also it will allow the soil to wick up the water again, right? So you can kind of get to reuse some of that water that might have just been wasted otherwise, right? If you didn't have the saucer. All right, 1 scoop. Oh man, I wish it were that easy on really. That's a burlap sack full of soil. Oh, my bad, I didn't reset the thing. Windmill wort. Okay, so this could just be something fictitious. I've never heard of that. Although this is I was about to say prehistoric England, but that's not correct. This is a 1890 England. I haven't filled in the right clues for this plant. I want to grow the windmill wort to filter the smoggy air in my conservatory. Oh, it's an air purifier type of plant, okay? But I'll need to research its temperature requirements first. Interesting looking seed, interesting looking plant. I can see where it gets its name from. It's got an onion stalk shape. Oh, look at that. Okay, so sometimes you just kind of gotta plant by doing. Oh yeah, label your stuff so you know. Sometimes we also will just we'll also maybe on the other side or try to fit it real small. We'll put the date because seeds don't always instantly germinate like that, or pop out of the seed, right? And so having the date on there, we could know how long has the seed been cooking, right, so to speak. And if it usually goes past its average germination time, then you know that something went wrong. The seed might not as be viable, or you might have made a mistake somewhere. Maybe it dried out, maybe it was too wet, all kinds of things. All right, so there's the plant. So we water the seed. We don't want to overwater the plant. But then again, see, now this is where it's like there is a little bit of like it's not entirely supposed to be realistic, right? We can't wait. We don't have the time it's going to take to grow this plant. Now, it could take weeks, 3 months for it to become mature. So they're just going to have it, like fast. I wasn't say fast travel, but I meant like fast forward. Ooh, these are water lilies. This is what those are right there. Lily pads, and then those are lilies. Oh, okay, so there's like this nice painterly art style on some of this. So I'm not trying to identify every little thing, but sometimes it's just kind of nice to see what's going on. Okay, so we need clues, right? So we're gathering research, right? So we have some arbitrary formulas. We probably don't need that, but this is more important. All right, so look, these other things I'm pretty sure are going to end up on our list sooner or later, but for now, windmill wort, a volcanic flower. Okay. Important clues get added to the herbarium, where you can assign them to plants if you're stuck. Here's another clue. So volcanic flowers for ideal soil temperatures, right? So we have Spain, Portugal, France, Greece, Sicily, Morocco. More or less the temperatures. Now, we don't see England right on here, but England is, it's an island, right? It's essentially it's an island along with the rest of other countries, right? But it's not too far from France, right? It's across the English Channel from France, right? That connects to like mainland Europe. And if France has 45 degrees Celsius, then maybe it's not a stretch to say that England might also have a similar temperature, ideal soil temp for volcanic flowers, right, as France. So that's just me. That's what I'm going off of. If for me, I might just have it be 45 degrees Celsius. How did I pop up the herbarium? Oh, it was Y. Okay. Yes, we're researching temperature for it, so that is for soil requirement. Heat vent. So we want the pointer to be... So we might have to hike. See, here's the thing that's like not realistic. Like, having such a big old system like this is nice, but to some of these plants need a dedicated, they have sometimes specific conditions, right? And so you kind of want to have plants grouped together by their needs, right? And having something like, let's say this one's 45 degrees and we make it 45. Right now it's at a cooler 20 degrees, right? Now, it's gonna get too hot or too cold for everything else, right? I mean, that's making it maybe a little too realistic, but yeah, no, I feel like I would be, if I was in this predicament, like this is obviously this is a lot to manage, and maybe, oh, should we pretend we didn't see that? That's like reflection, something with the reflection. Not bad. That's like occlusion culling. Maybe actually no, maybe I don't know. It's something with the reflection. Occlusion culling, also known as a way for the game, an optimization technique for game devs to essentially not render stuff that's outside of your camera perspective, right? So in a first-person game, everything behind me right now, if it'd be culled, right, or meaning it would be not rendered until I look at it, right? And so I'm thinking sometimes you might like this, right, where you're kind of looking at it almost in your peripheral, and it's like it's culling it, but it's still there. But it could also be a reflection thing since it's meant to mimic glass, and sometimes reflections can be tricky in a game. Somerset falls victim to industrial smog. I thought it looked a little bit smoggy back outside. I could barely see. Let me guess. Look, it's 1890, September 19th. That can't be too far from here. Like, let me guess. We're going to plant some windmill flowers, and we're going to just change the whole goddamn... Well, and the horse bus drivers refuse to work in these conditions. Postcard from Maria Ann. Dearest Arabella, on my hike I came across the windmill wort, a flower that only grows in Sicily. Oh. That only grows in Sicily? Some locals told me the flower has air purifying qualities, but due to its bespoke temperature requirements, the plant rarely blooms. Maybe the flower could help with the smog pollution in your conservatory. Okay, so maybe we can. Obviously, it's a tall order to clear the whole... all of England's smog, or Somerset's, my bad. But we could at least do the conservatory, make it healthier for us and the rest of the plants. So, Sicily is our clue. Alright, we have our clue. Now we have more. So for Sicily, we have 60 degrees. Wow, that's okay, so if I went with 40, I might have injured the plant by making it too cold for it. So we'll be going for 60 degrees, right, Celsius for our windmill wort. Heat vents, that's what that does. I just kind of... This is obviously set to Celsius, look, as it shows right there. I live in the US, so I'm used to Fahrenheit temperatures, but for the obviously I kind of more or less gauge the difference. And 60 degrees Celsius, that's fairly hot. That is a fairly hot temperature. Actually, so hot that I would almost say, like, could be possibly. Can we inspect it? Okay, so those two leaves right there, those are the. I've heard it pronounced a couple different ways. Cotyledon? Cotyledon? You know, I've heard people pronounce it different. Tomato. Cotyledon, maybe cotyledon leaves, where the leaves essentially that come out with when the plant emerges from its seed, right? And they're meant to help kickstart, you know, photosynthesis, right? Get some light. And the leaves that grow after those two leaves usually look different. Usually it's almost like having baby teeth, right? And then you grow older, you grow out of those, right? And you have your adult teeth. And that's kind of like how these are. Although sometimes you could just leave those leaves on. For me, I might pinch it off with my nail once the plant has other sets of leaves so we set it to 60 degrees. You know, it'd be nice to, so we are just getting a, like, room temperature, right? But we need to somehow gauge the soil's temperature, right? The soil might not be that hot. Do I need to move this over here now? Oh, okay, I think I understand now. So this boiler, right, maybe it's connected to that. Okay, look. Oh, it is, look. See those copper pipes? Copper is a good conductor of heat, right? Okay, so this is how we... Oh, okay, I get it. I get now. I get it. I kind of want to pick up the saucer too, but at least it's over here. So look, this is how... Okay, this is kind of smart. I can see the intelligence in this now, where I was assuming this was going to heat the whole room, and obviously that'd be way too hot for even poor Arabella here and anybody else. But if that heat, right, is going to come out this vent, which is going to be, it's going to blast this here pot of soil, right, like so. Perfect. Okay, so they ended up just straight up ditching those cotyledon leaves, right? Those baby leaves. And look at these leaves, huh? Didn't I tell you that these leaves are different? Alright, so we got this plant to bloom, just like that. Beautiful, man. I'm glad I gave this game a try. This is nice. And now Arabella's got a little bit of information filled in. While writing a book, and these are her notes, right? So she provided, so okay, you gotta give credit where it's due, you know, give people their flowers while they're still here, huh? We have not only our colleague, right, from Sicily to thank, we have a temperature chart, right, to thank from someone, right? It doesn't say who it's published from. And then we have this wildflower, so that's plenty of people, other people, right, that might not be Arabella that helped make this plant possible. Okay, you can kind of see that it's not rendering. Okay, I'm a game developer, so of course I'm gonna notice these little things, but it's a great game. Of course. Now we're not gonna just chuck the plant now, are we? The bud contains air purifying qualities, so the flower can filter its environment. So look, check this out, look. You notice how it's not smoggy anymore. It's beautiful now. Maybe that's we gotta... Okay, it's straight up is not gonna cure... We see another newspaper, bam, fly out. Somerset smog clears up in a heartbeat. Okay, so we got some bit. Oh, what's this? See what? It's cool that she has this, but look, if I want to get back there, right? How are you gonna tend to those trees? You're just gonna let them grow all natural when you have. Okay, that right there also is a bit silly, but it's a beautiful game, so let's not trouble it too hard. It looks beautiful. Did I just get an achievement for taking a sit? Having a sit down. Drawing from nature. Oh, okay, it's got some stuff in water. Maybe it's rooting. She's trying to root it. Propagation by cutting, or asexual propagation. This looks like, almost kind of looks like some turkey tail mushrooms, maybe? No. It grows on the side. I thought it grew on the side of the tree, like that. It's a fungus nonetheless. Okay, so the developers, so there's going to be things, right, that game devs are going to just do, and they obviously, even though, you know, maybe a logical person might not put plants there to block off that side of the greenhouse, right? So you can access it, right? Like, heck, you could even have more beds of these, right? That would be easier to manage. Okay. Okay, bird pond. Birds are nice. Okay, so we see some little bit of jitteriness. That's maybe from Z fighting, we call it, where... Okay, that's just straight up rent. Okay, we don't need... We're not poking fun at the game. It's no... There's obviously a lot of stuff going on. Oh, I just didn't know we were living at the castle now. What's with these ladders, huh? We climb up just to peek through the... Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, this is when she plans to leave the vicinity, huh? So 1890, they didn't really have cars then. So she'd probably have to charter by mail. Currently busy researching. Please leave all deliveries in the gatehouse and ring the bell. So you could just enter freely, right? Entrance garden. Okay, I'm glad I came over here. We were gonna need that sooner or later. Hence part of the puzzle elements, right? Oh, thank you, Mysterio. Okay, I gotta grab... I'm very grateful for the sentiment. Shout out to Mysterio in the chat. It was... Thanks for coming to check out the stream every once in a while. It was, you know, thanks to you talking to Saint Uno live that you know, I got to hear and see, you know, a little bit of what you're about, and I didn't know you also were streaming, so I'm gonna be sure to drop you a follow when I can. Okay, we're gonna need this key for... We need a key for that. Let me in. Okay, there's... And these freebie achievements, huh? Like, shake a locked door. How would I have known? See, if I came back there with the key, or if I went there for the first time with the key already in hand, I might have just not have to do that, huh? Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, this is not a horror game. Although, look, if you mysteriously found a cracked pot, right, that might be horrifying. You know what you're gonna say. Oh, dang, this place is, man, this family, the Green family's stacked. Damn. Ooh, got a little bit of a floating tree. Alright, I'll try not to, I can't help it sometimes. They even got marble statues of pottery and vases. Okay. That could be plausible, I guess, if you have a wide hole in the bottom, but that might be tough to try to... And what is this, like an aqueduct? Or just like a... Locked from the outside, huh? Ooh, it's beautiful, dude. Ooh, beautiful, though. Okay, so we could have got that sitting achievement in a variety of locations, though. Imagine the achievement is sit in every pot. Oh, that's ridiculous. Maybe a walking cane for Arabella. She can't be too old, right? Like, she can't be... Right, we getting this? Oh, I thought I saw a little prompt. Like we had found something. Okay, so we got some lock stuff. No problem. Let's go ahead and check. Head on it. Oh my gosh, she's literally living in like a castle. Watch the front door, duck. And another potting station. What? Look, and it's already pre-labeled. Don't you love it when stuff labels itself? Like, no. No, it's almost like there's little bits of time, fast forwarding. Letter from sister. Hopgood household. My dearest Arabelle, hope this finds you well as you set off for London on your important trip. The thought of you in the bustling city, working on your ambitions, both excites and worries me. Time has indeed passed, and yet your determination for your field remains inspiring. To me, I never imagined all those years ago that we would be writing to each other in our 5th decade about such endeavors. I look forward to hearing about your progress and of course, let me know how I can be of assistance to yours, your loving sister Elizabeth. Wow, so she just broke the... So, Arabella is 50s. She's in her 50s, dang. So she's no... Hey, she ain't old, but she's not exactly young. Not to be too mean. Oh, and another fortunate Arabella never married. John Green, Ursula Pengilly, right? And they had Richard, who married Mary, and their 2 children, right? Theodore, still alive, right? "40 years ago, some of them passed fire. 90 years ago. Augustus married Adelaide, right, whose parents were James and Anna. Has a sister, Agnes. Married Henry. They had 2 children who are still alive, probably elderly, right, as well. Now, Augustus and Adelaide. So why it's important to look at them, right, is that Arabella's mother, right, Adelaide, that's that side of the family, right, and it's consolidated. Right, so both parents have passed, right? She's 50, right? So it's probably not. I mean, it's not uncommon. It's not completely unfounded that she might have elderly parents, like maybe in their 80s, but they've passed. All right, so Elizabeth is the elder sister by 3 years, not too much. She married Arthur, right? Who is her junior by 7 years. Wow, that sly fox. Elizabeth. Then they have their daughter, Florence, Mary Hopgood. It's like 40. It's like in her... Actually, no, she can't be 40. No. It was 1890. Did they think these years through? How are they in their 50s? She's not old. She's like 30. Genealogist. Please know that your family tree is complete. Carefully tracing the history of your lineage as per your request, I've altered the customary presentation, now displaying the maiden names of the ladies in your family, rather than their current names acquired through marriage. Should you require any further adjustments or have additional inquiries, I remain at your service. Robert Hinchley, genealogist. Okay. Well, good for him. So, Wow, we just got a tree growing in the house. Huh? Is this a faux tree? Who knows? You know me, trying to get to the kitchen already, huh? No. Travel by train to Dartmoor. Hound Tour, Wisman's Woods, Becky Falls on. Sounds cool. That looks like, doesn't that look like it could be its own game too? Pyrophiles. Fire has the potential to be among the most devastating forces in nature. Despite this, humans have developed the ability to invent, wield, and attempt to manage it. Meanwhile, certain species in the plant kingdom have evolved to adapt and flourish in the face of fire. In areas where forest fires occur frequently, pyrophiles have learned to rely on fire as a crucial part of their life cycle. Facts. Their seeds typically possess tough shells. Some pyrophiles only bloom when surrounded by smoke aromas from their natural habitat. Wow. You know, smoke makes me think of the smog, right? But that's maybe an unnatural smoke, right? So maybe that's not the same. Because I was almost suggest that we might, like we had to have a windmill plant to cure the smogginess, right? In our conservatory, that's the word, right? A conservatory, not exactly. It's kind of like it's pretty much a greenhouse, but it's a bit of a different name. Taunton to London, Paddington. Issued for first class. Elderly discount applied in July. She didn't leave the front door open, did she? Arabella, close that door. What are you doing? Arabella's parents? Oh. Distinguished. With great distinction. Oh, wow, this looks real cool. Oh, yeah, this game is awesome. This one tickles my fancy. Okay, survivors of adversity. I think I get what this is leading us to, and that's about maybe certain plants that thrive in unlikely conditions, right? And so the pyrophiles, right? So plants that their germination requirements are having smoky environment, which hence from after a forest fire, right? It might stay smoky for days, right? Or who knows how long, right? And sometimes that's as long as it could take to get a seed to germinate. A blurry file. I've seen that growing. Camera experiment 1. I purchased a new camera and flash lamp to document my flowers. This picture looks a little blurry though. I'll have to investigate the camera settings. Okay, that might be a future clue. Dark photograph. I can still make it out. Experiment 3. The picture is so dark impossible to see the flowers. I can't believe how quickly I've run out of that incredibly expensive flash powder. Well lit photograph. That's beautiful. Okay. I'm very pleased with this picture. It looks like I'm getting the hang of the camera. So it's either too blurry, too dark, or just right, huh? Some Goldilocks or Arabella green, huh? Oh my gosh, Arabella, this is nice, dude. I wouldn't mind living here, huh? Who wouldn't? That's just stuff everywhere. Library, huh? Okay, we have a 3-letter lock, so that's... Real quick, let's just check. So we have 3 dials. We have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times 3, right? 27. It's 27 individual things. That's like actually 9 times 9 times 9. Right? That gives you an idea, right? So 9 to the power of 3 actually, right? And that gives you an idea how many combinations. So that's well over 100 combinations. Potential combinations, right? Blocked by tree. I wonder what kind. I guess we'll have to figure out. We'll have to, maybe that'll be a future little thing, huh? So we did complete chapter 1, and maybe that could be a chance to start. Actually, no, I'm having a good time. We could do 2 chapters. I almost want to savor this game now. I don't want to maybe go through it too quickly, but You know, honestly, this is a good time for me. Might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I'll definitely brew me some of this. Look, Amanita, right? I was telling you, chemical. This is poisonous. You know, I don't know what she thinks she's doing. Barium, titanium, like, okay, all this on this shelf. You do not want to get this stuff in your eye. You don't want to get this stuff. You don't want to breathe that stuff in. Use precaution. All right, we won't be. You know what? We might be creating artificial smoke, our chemical fire, right? Maybe, and inducing some smoke to help get the seeds to germinate. In a dining hall area, right? Dining area, it's beautiful. Beautiful place. Botanical folktales. Some ancient Celtic tribes practiced a coming of age ritual. This meant that when someone was considered old enough, it was time to prove themselves worthy of staying in the tribe. One of these rituals involved picking a flower in the woods, though not just any flower, of course. They've gathered had to find a fulguria, for this flower is known to only bloom during thunderstorms. Wow. Keeping a cool head while lightning flashes were striking left and right of you was considered the ultimate test of courage. Wow. That's a little bit different, huh? Shoot. I can see myself doing that. I mean, as long as you're maybe not wearing anything metal, right? That might be conductive, right? You might have stuff more likely to catch a stray catch something. Arabella and Elizabeth. I thought there'd be like a little combination in the back. Oh, the lock is A, C, D. Spectacles. We don't need those. Your new lumen for photographic flash lamp. Fill the container with flash powder. Close the container. Press the button connected to the camera and the lumen. Witness a bright flash. Better results guaranteed. Wow, so Arabella got to keep, right, the family home. Back terrace. Okay, we'll be heading there next. Is that apples, huh? Flash powder. Oh, it's empty. Oh, 6 minutes later. Arabella. These past few weeks, I have been seeing a lot of bright flashes coming from the back room of your house. It scares my cows immensely as they think a storm must be coming. My milk production has taken a hit because of this, and if you enjoy fresh milk in your morning cup of tea, I would advise you to keep the flashes to a minimum. Far out there, Charles. Are you serious? How could they possibly catch wind of it? We gotta draw the curtains. I should fix that. So you know how expensive this is. I guess, but he is generous with his milk though, so. Glass pane. Well, we gotta get more flash powder. Oh, are we gonna even create our own powder? Right, through this right here. No, we're good, don't trip. Then, well, alright then, so we have our heading. Back terrace is probably over there. Real quick, I was just checking. Oh no, never mind. It's right here. Moving on. It's a nice watering can. Stainless steel, looks of it. Or just maybe just steel, huh? Maybe they didn't have stainless steel in the 1890s. Okay, so we're doing research into the seed before we just try to get it germinating. Since it's like the seed growing, cultivating the plant, it in of itself is the puzzle, right, for this game. There's the home. Flowering Plants of Great Britain by Anne Pratt. Oh, Birds of a Feather from... Again, huh? So we have these flipping issues right in this game. I know it's a tough challenge. It's just kind of like a placement thing. Plus, they are also billboarding, which means like they're 2D, right? And they actually just turn without you always noticing to face the camera, right? But they're actually two-dimensional, and they kind of give you this illusion of 3D. Since they're not, you might run down your performance by having all those little things of leaves have too much geometry going on. Ash plume. Ooh. Interesting looking seed. It kind of gives me. If you ever played the Viva Pinata games, some of those seeds and the weed type of seeds, like, or the seeds that are like from plants with sometimes unknown adverse effects. Sometimes seed log. Some of the seeds I've gathered this year and the location I found them, huh? Cow, parsley, back down hills. Poppy, buttercups, ash plume, Whitman's Woods. Oh, that's where she went there. To Dartmoor. That's where she went to Dartmoor. And I kind of been to. I now remember why I recognize that name, and that's because I've kind of been there. Not in real life, but in. Okay, that is locked. Formal garden. Oh, fancy. I'm gonna have to dress up for that one. But playing Hitman 2, I believe, had the Dartmoor. Or was it 3? I get them. Who knows? But there's a mission that takes place in Dartmoor, England, right? At a mansion. Grace, my dearest Arabella. A friend of mine visited the Americas and brought back a pair of fabulous gray squirrels. They are the latest trend in garden decoration. All of my neighbors have sent for them as well. It was a great investment. The 2 squirrels have now started a big family. My garden is full of the darling little critters. One thing I did notice is that I haven't seen a red squirrel in my garden for some time now. How odd. You must visit soon and see the squirrels for yourself, Grace. Ooh, okay, so she's encouraging squirrels. Sometimes, depending on the squirrel, they may or may not be like a type of pest, right, for a gardener. At least here in Southern California, I know ground squirrels, right, are one we keep an eye on. That's because they like to eat, tender little seedlings, right? And they'll just nibble on your plant, and you can't grow your plant if it's been like chomped to bits. So we got a kitchen. Thursday shopping was Hazel. Broke another mortar. That boy needs to know how to learn how to grind spices without breaking down the kitchen. Your brother may not be best pleased with me asking for a new one. The last mortar took years to be sorted. She's so sad again, always off on her fancy research trips. Years to be sorted, damn. Locked from other side. What's with all these ladders leading to places we're not... Is that some kind of metaphor for climb, aspire to reach new heights or something like that, While we're walking over there, I'm just gonna have some tea. Oh, it's to the kitchen, my bad. I was just thinking, where was that key to? It's to the kitchen. Cheers. Oh, that's nice. I'm drinking some herbal tea, as a matter of fact. Ginger and turmeric. It's like a post-dinner meal. I slammed a couple burritos. By a couple, I mean just 2. Just 2. I made myself they weren't that big, so that's why I had 2. Mysterious symbol. We got a lamb with the flag. Okay, this is a scale. I might be having to measure out something later, but not now. Okay, it's nice here. Oh, here's the grinder. They called it the mortar, right? Tomato. We have some carrots. Oh, look. I was gonna say tomato, but no. Blessed is this kitchen. Gifted by Nicholas Owen. With little shrine thing, huh? Hazel's priceless recipes. From home, farm, workshop, and every department of human endeavor. Roasted chestnuts. Oh, Arabella, you feeding for a snack, are we? History of Dartmoor. Was once covered in majestic forests and woods. How early settlers came to the area and cleared most of the trees for pasture using fire as their method of choice. It promised to be a fascinating story of how the moorland we know and love today came into existence. Right, and those fires they set, right, helped kick off, right, some changes in the seeds, right? Broken mortar, huh? Kindling. Dearly, I've received your letter applying to study botany at our College of Natural Sciences along with your enclosed drawings. We do not at present and have never admitted women to study at the college. Botany is a serious science conducted in laboratories and lecture halls. By all means, continue to pursue your hobby, tending to your garden in domestic space where it may be appreciated. Positions at the college are reserved for serious scholars whose studies will go on to be well utilized in a career in botanical experimentation. Therefore, with all politeness, we do not offer these valuable positions to amateurs that should otherwise be taken up by genuine academics. Signed, Professor John Ettringham. Ooh, 53, huh? So this is decades old. It's 1890 now, right? So this is a little less than 40-year-old document right here. No wonder it's kindling. Let's toss this. So let's toss this thing now. Oh, later, huh? That was the other one. No wonder. I mean, obviously, it didn't discourage Arabella from pursuing. And heck, we're working on this book now, huh? Seems like we're helping her write this book. The ancient oaks stand tall in Wistman's woods, covered in moss. They withstood the test of time, though none can tell the sorrows that did befell those trees in Wistman woods. That's because the horror that befell them was that they were set fire to clear the way. Porcelain, like that's what I thought the gray squirrels meant. I thought they were going to be ornamental squirrels, but no, I guess they were managed to take back real squirrels, huh? Romantic card to someone special. Dearest Hazel, I picked you roses from the garden. Cheer you up when you're done with your work in the kitchen. Would you like to meet me for a cup of tea in the back garden? The pond is levied this time of year. Warm regards, Mr. Bennett. Ooh. Romance. Like, damn, it's almost like, dang, did Arabella, driven to prove the university wrong, right, throw herself into the garden, right, and thus neglects, right, maybe, what if she met a partner, right, that could share in this love, not that she needs anybody, but, so we have different types of love. Okay, so remember, oak, Wistman Woods, right, which is where, should I be adding these? Okay, yeah, I should be adding these things. So Fulgaria, so there's different types of things, huh? Fulgaria, ash plume. I really should have been adding to it one at a time, huh? Not everything, like the camera stuff is not necessary right now. Nowhere's the poem. Dartmoor lecture, letter from a farmer. Oh, we almost induce. Are we gonna use the camera to like trick the plants into thinking it's a lightning storm or something? Home smoking and curing. Using the home smokery. Burn different types of tree to produce different smoke aromas. This is due to different chemical compositions in each type of smoke and has a great impact on the flavor of your smoked food. Or smoked seeds, right? Smoked food. Right, look, there's our plant pot, huh? And we'll throw a log. But we gotta know which log to burn, right? Oh, look at that. A little orchard over there. So look, this is a clue, right? The ancient oaks stand tall in Wistman's woods. The Fulgaria. Shit, that was a clue that the roses, right? Might be in the back. Kindling. Yeah, I'm just trying not to mix up. So chestnut, roasted chestnuts. Tough nuts to crack. Ash plume might be a tough. So the ash plume definitely is probably the fire one. Wisman's Woods, Dartmoor. So we're trying to discern. So it's, I mean, whoops, my bad. We are trying, dude, thanks again. So I could probably just throw out clues and maybe she'll know. Well, are they gonna, it's not a, it's a more casual game, right? So it's not like it's super hardcore about it. Okay, this is the one, Fulguria, right? Okay, so this is the one that blooms during thunderstorms, right? So bright flashes, lightning strikes. And so there you go. Sometimes it might take revisiting, because I was trying to look at the individual clues, but it just shows me like I need to put it down. So the Fulguria folklore book. Smoking book? No, afraid not. So the Fulguria sounds like using pyrophiles. I don't think that's going to be the case. That might be the other one. Seed log. Dartmoor lecture hall. Poem smoking book. Letter from farmer. Excellent. Okay, so to get this Fulguria to bloom, we're gonna need to probably try to get the camera going, right? Which means we're gonna have to make our own powder. When I was caught in a terrible thunderstorm, I'm interested to learn more about its growth requirements. Oh yeah, this one's tough. It's not that tough, right? And that's the end of chapter 2, right? With 2 nice plants. This is nice. This is a nice little game. I don't know if I'm gonna just do the whole game though in one run though, but this is going by a little faster. If I didn't try to read out I'm not trying to rush it by any means. Okay, so here's some of the clues, right? We're gonna need, so 57 grams net weight for our flash powder. Highly combustible bottle contains 75 grams of flash powder, right? $57 grams net weight. Bottle contains 75 grams of flash powder. Well, maybe we don't need to worry about that one, but okay, we'll need 75 grams of flash powder. Chemical composition, 2-to-1 ratio of potassium and magnesium. And then we'll have a plant there. So we'll need to take a plant. Maybe it's if she tries to take a picture at night or something. Magnesium, huh? 2-to-1 ratio. 75 grams. Magnesium, potassium, and then magnesium. I just sandwiched it like that, so I knew it was 2-to-1. Where are we heading, you might think? Let's head to the kitchen real quick and we'll try weighing this bad boy. Oh, does this not matter? Oh, my bad. It was 75 ounces. Okay, never mind. Maybe that's not needed right now. We gotta mix this bad boy, right? And we can't use any just old materials, right? It's gonna this stuff is toxic, right? It's not fit for human consumption, so we can't dispose of this. We don't need to dispose of this yet. So worst case scenario, it's like we break. It's highly combustible, right? So worst case is a fire, right? I think this is too cozy of a game for us to... Okay, it kind of mixed it for us. Oh, Arabella, huh? She's so messy, huh? She'll just throw everything everywhere. Okay, so now we'll just cultivate the plant anywhere, right? We'll do the fulguria right here. Sometimes, you know, there might be an order to things where we need the seed. We might water it and it might not be ready to pop out like that yet. Okay, fortunately, if we do anything wrong, I think we'll be able to, like... Okay, continue. My bad. Wow, excellent. That's beautiful. Right there. Wow. Only grows during thunderstorms where the flashes of lightning provide the bright light the flower needs to bloom. Because of its dangerous growing conditions, not many people have witnessed its beauty. Wow. Oh boy, is it beautiful. We're not just gonna leave it there, are we? Huh. I suspect that, like, we could put this back where we found it. What if we wanted to take pictures of everything, huh? I figure we could just leave things where they were growing, huh? Moving on, Dartmoor. Smoking book. Dartmoor. Pyrophiles. Seed catalog. Lecture. Cooking book. Poem. Excellent. We know oak. Oak it is. Okay, we're not over here. Right, it was the other side. If I'm not mistaken. I mean, Yeah, you hope you'll forgive me. It's a big place. Whoops, no, we just came from here. Oh, look, we'll put a plant there. Oh, this tree kind of looks like it's experienced some kind of issue. Looks like a kind of fungus. So we might have to purify this tree with another plant right there. Okay, we're gonna go out the kitchen. Well, I'll tell you what, that university, you know what they did? They lit a fire under Arabella's ass. So I'll tell you that. So we want oak logs, native to Whitman's Woods, right? Or Wisman Woods, where we have gotten. She herself had gone to ash tree seed hunt. Can I set this bad boy down real quick? Yeah, okay. Do we have another little potting station nearby? No, huh? Why, you might think? Just because I guess I kind of assumed we are growing the plants. Different locations, you know, leaving them in places. I guess you might leave it in the heat by the heat vent, the other one. Just because, basically, it's like we gotta set them down where there's a saucer, right? Because I could just backtrack to the other place. Alright, fine, we'll just leave that there for now. Maybe it needs, you know, because sometimes just while she's studying these plants, right? I mean, taking care of them forever might just be like, well, not forever, but over a longer time might just be might be more work, right, to keep that going. I mean, once the bloom dies, right, it's like it doesn't stay bloomed forever. Ah, my bad, I'm coming over here again. To the kitchen. That other one might be better. I put it by the seed starting station, right, which is where I need to go now. My bad. The first plant we did, the windmill, wort, and it might have been better to leave that by the heat mat or the heat vent, right? Because it probably would need to keep that warm temperature, because that temperature is going to dissipate and it need to stay like that, right? So look. Oh, look at all those saucers. Can we just put all our plants in here? Or maybe not all these saucers are. Hold on, I'm just curious. There's a lot of spots in there. Yeah, because I was gonna say that having the windmill wort by the heat vent, right, to keep that up makes sense from a real life perspective, and then having the other plant, right, the fulgaria, right, by the camera, right, so that we can give it a dose of camera flashes, right? Because fortunately, right, those flowers we'll need it probably produce seed, right, and then she can grow some more. I don't take too much spots, so. That's like what, 12-inch pot size, right? What, a gallon? Maybe, yeah, it might be a gallon worth of, if we're talking grow bag, fabric grow bag, which I like to use. Fabric pot. But you've seen firsthand what could happen to these. These things could crack. These terracotta pots that aren't glazed. Now they're nice because they're porous, right? So there's some airflow in their natural water precipitation, right? But when it's too cold and with the wet moisture, right, it could just crack. Excellent. This is what I was hoping right now. So put down these plants in here. How do we separate them? I guess I kind of wanted to organize them. That looks good there. Maybe contrast it. Not that. don't need to get too picky about it. Actually, that's the same issue, huh? I kind of wanted to keep things grouped by their chapter, right? But that might not always be necessary, because we have two plants this chapter 2, one plant chapter 1, but that's what I wanted. I wanted to see all the plants together like that. And we could always go hit up another station, right, for some potting soil. You know what I meant. Now they instruct us to water it anyway, right? I don't expect it to pop. Okay, I didn't think so. But we watered the soil. The important part. Do we gotta water it again? Maybe. Okay, we're about an hour in. And we've already completed. This will now be the end of the second chapter, watch. This is all the necessary steps, I believe. Pop this plant back right there. Take our log. Close this sucker. Oh, you hear that? Maybe it didn't work. Maybe I missed something. Oh. Maybe it's possible. Okay, it still didn't pop. Okay, so oak, there's more to the story. Ah, my bad, I did it again. The ancient oaks stand tall in Whitman's woods. Whitman is where I thought she got the ash plume. Maybe that's where I made my mistake. Place, in a pan above the fire and wait till your pop. She's not gonna put a plant in the fire though, right? I think that's just meant to enlighten us as to how fire can help a seed crack open. You push it and this like reveals a secret doorway, huh? We get a seam there. Let's pretend we didn't see that then. Is it a secret? Looks like it could be something secret, but it might just be us thinking of it like that. Maybe we need more logs? How many logs can I fit? Okay, we'll try some more logs, because I swear, I'm pretty sure it was oak. I guess we have to read. I don't want to just try different logs, huh? I guess, huh? What harm could it do? Maybe we just subject it to all of them, huh? listen. Doesn't look any different, huh? We don't need to put it over the fire, do we? No, because it'd be too hot for Arabella. I don't think the pottery could, you know. Plus, we don't get our pan dirty with soil, contaminated with soil, do we? What can we expect this bad boy? It's nice art, though. Hand painted. I didn't hear any, like, negative sounds. You know that saying, watching paint dry, watching grass grow, watching smoke dissipate, huh? Again, nothing. Okay, we might be missing something. Okay, if this last log doesn't do it, then we could try taking it over to the fire, or we could try watering it again. We did hear some kind of sound. Maybe it needs watering. Do you think Arabella start coughing? I went in there too quick. Poochie, huh? Okay, well we did hear a sound when we did the oak, so it sounded like a negative sound, like it was rejected. But maybe we just gotta water this sucker now. We already did water it. Snap. I might have to start over. That was the sound it made, right? Yeah. Oh, we're passing by it. Like, I definitely don't recommend putting something over the fire like this. Oh, don't tell me that. Oh, dang it. Make sure you clean that pot, Miss Arabella. Dang it. Or she has one of her helpers, huh? Her servants, damn. She knew she would just buy a new copper pot, huh? Okay. I kind of didn't think that would be the case. Okay, now we could smoke it with... You're right, before there's smoke, there's fire, right? Okay, so, okay, good. Alright, I'm glad we tried that again. I don't want to close the door, because I want to watch it. I guess we didn't need to be too far. Beautiful. I wish I was standing in front of it when it did that. My bad. Is a pyrophile evolved to survive harsh forest fires. Its seed cracks open with extreme heat, and afterwards, the oak smoke from its habitat indicates it's safe to bloom. Wow. What a beautiful. That's beautiful. Gatehouse delivery. A new clue, huh? That's our next heading. This is a beautiful plant. Now add to our Embark collection. We'll go ahead and just plop you right there. A good little plant. You're good there. We can always rearrange them. So about an hour in. This has been a good time. That's already chapter 2. I almost dare say we want to get the rest of them in. Maybe now that I'm a little faster. I mean, it might get a little more tricky, right? This was a lot trickier. Clever. To deliver a new key for your orchard gate. We hope you're enjoying the gate. Don't hesitate to visit us again should you need further metalwork or decoration for the manor. Sincerely, John Babbage. Peculiar petals. Okay. Botany Manor. Not Green Manor? No. My mistake. Her love, the true love of her life, right, is botany. Now, see, there's botany, and then there's horticulture. Horticulture is, from what I believe, the actual, like, practice, the applied, right? The practical and applied growing, right, of plants, right? You can't just read about growing plants. You gotta, like, get your fingers in that soil, right, and get to growing. Versus botany, studying, right, under a microscope, right, and it's a little bit more scientific, right, and you might not always be getting into the field, right, and so I feel like even though this is Botany Manor, maybe that's because the people are more familiar with the word botany than horticulture. That this game kind of, you can't escape the horticultural elements, right, of this game, or in this game, right, but and just try to say if it's all botany, right? The botany is like, that's what we're doing. Definitely. Wow, she's got a lot of nice copper stuff. It's worth the fair penny. Pretty penny over there, huh? Painting room. Let me guess. It needs to be painted, right, for it to bloom. Orchard, that's not the orchard, that's the back garden. Okay, then it must be what's over there, right? And to get to the second story, we will need to get that tree fixed. Cured. I'm sure in a later chapter. Orchard, here we are. Okay, I guess we can continue a little over an hour. Peculiar petals. 2 new plants added, okay. Wow, so it's strictly an apple orchard. Okay, look at this little greenhouse we got. Yours, Arabella, how are you getting on in your garden? I hope it's not getting to be too much for you on your own these days. Our mutual friend mentioned you have been struggling to germinate the ash plume. Have you tried making sure there is fresh compost in the pot? Stubborn seeds often need that to grow. I'll visit you sometime and perhaps I can find a way to crack the seed for you. I'll show you the book I've been working on at the same time. Yours sincerely, Charles Tucker Esquire. Oh, you know what? At least she's got colleagues, you know, like that she can confide in with her gardening. Pixie Tears. Oxalis Phasma. With orchards, I wonder why. Wolf Glove. Wow, I've heard of Foxglove, but not Wolf Glove. Campanula Melodia. This small flower has long tubular petals. How interesting. That's all chapter 3, so just 2. Seed packet located in the orangery. What? Notes on soil additives. Sometimes I need to add extra nutrition to the soil. I found the following amounts to work best with my different pots. We're usually using the 97-gram pot. Okay, so it sounds like compost and soil additives, right? Soil being, right, or essentially decaying matter, right? So we have some, it has a humus, which is like some like actively deteriorating material, like some usually in the form of a combination of fungi and bacteria. Dear niece, I have gathered a selection of my cherished toys and books, among them my beloved Piggy. I highly recommend the nursery rooms. They are charming as well as educational, though I have no offense should they put your little one straight to sleep. With all my affections, Auntie Arabella. Oh, it's from Arabella to her niece Florence, who might have her children of her own someday. Oh no, maybe she just... it doesn't matter. Nursery rhyme, the wolf glove. High in the mountaintop, so steep grows a flower that's hard to keep. Ooh. Its petals delicate and bright, whistling in the wind with all their might. The mountaineers who climb up high listen for the whistle as they try to find their way amidst the snow and reach the summit, cheeks aglow. With every step they hear it loud, the wolf gloves howl clear and proud, guiding them through paths unknown to reach the summit and call it home. Okay, so this is our clue that the foxglove thrives. Yeah, its typical climate is cold. And it's not the least bit cold. She needs to bring this stuff inside before it rains on it. It's going to get molded out. Okay. Hey, Marvel, what's she thinking? Alright, we need research. We need to keep conducting our research before we move on. This is the orangery. Alright, this is a nice little dead end here. We gotta be able to... The heritage orchard. Preservation of endangered apple varieties. Okay. Wow. Cider making and apple blending. Sugar, tannins, and acid values given per single apple. Wow. That's certainly interesting. It almost made me think of devil fruits from the anime One Piece. If you, oh my gosh, look at that one's even more. Cider apple. So look, luckily we have some reference here. Oh, so we might need to give some of the juices, right? It's because it's some of are acidic, and the soil might need certain acidity, right? Or tannins, or sugar, right? Sugar might attract ants, though. I mean, maybe that's not too much of a problem once it's watered in. And it's soluble, right? Sugar's water soluble, is it not? Red Campion sketch. See, now this is botany right here, right? This is what I think when I think botany, something like that. And when we go take the actual plant, right? Look at this right here. This is horticulture, right? Essentially. And that's botany. Both will likely do extensive research. Primrose, huh? Shrub. Hyacinth, bluebell, pixie tears. This is one of the plants we have, right? So this is something we'll need to reference. The sketch is, it's not colored in. We might need to look at that one under a microscope. Tincture of iodine, perfect for preparing microscope slides. chloroplast. That's what we haven't charted on the pixie, unless that one's one of the peculiar ones. The sun is the ultimate source of energy. Chloroplasts, small organelles inside the cells of a plant, are responsible for capturing the light from the sun and converting it to sugar through photosynthesis. However, not all plants have chloroplasts. Ooh, the pixie tears don't. Some plants rely on organic matter for their energy and do not photosynthesize. They have lost their chloroplasts over time and instead adapted to obtain energy by absorbing sugar through their roots. It is therefore recommended to add a certain amount of sugar to the soil when cultivating these particular plants, Hence the pixie tears, right? That's what the hint is for that one. So, oh, mosaic, huh? I thought it was gonna be a puzzle. History of England, Back in the Middle Ages, during the reign of Queen Elizabeth, all Catholics were persecuted by law. Therefore, some households built secret rooms in case they needed to hide a priest that was visiting their family home. Many of these so-called priest holes were designed and built by Nicholas Owen. Only the owner of the house and Nicholas himself knew about the location, and because of this, it is thought that there may be many undiscovered priest holes throughout England to this day. Are we gonna have to... Thank you for inviting me to Botany Manor last Monday, Willow Lodge, Rowan Park. As a historian, I found it wonderful to see an authentic medieval manor, especially one as beautiful as yours. I apologize again for not being able to locate the priest hole in your house, although I'm convinced it exists and we'll find it one day. It won't be easy. They tend to be hidden well and sometimes require elaborate mechanisms to open. I bet that's what the lamb with the little flag in its mouth, in the kitchen. That's my bet right now. It said it was too peculiar. So I'm expecting to jump high, so there's no jumping mechanic. We're strictly walking, and we don't even see our hands, really. So you can kind of play this game without... You can make a first-person game without ever having the character model, the character hands, right? No reflections, though, so just be mindful of that. Letter from Builder. I've received your request for repairs to the roof of your garden tower. Alas, I must confess that I am not the man to undertake this task. May have escaped your notice that the tower in your orchard is known to locals as the Turbulent Tower. It is believed that a poltergeist dwells within its walls. Legend says that the spirit is evil and brings ferocious winds upon anyone who dares enter the tower. I don't want to provoke the wrath of this ghost, and I advise you to refrain from meddling with the tower. Willie the Builder. Are you serious, Willie? Where is this tower? That's not it. Oh, there it is. Are you serious right now? Willie, you're a grown man. What are you afraid of? Oh, we're gonna need to take the plant up here, huh? Because it's used to the howling winds. A broken anemometer. Okay, so this is gonna take a little bit more to get things going. So that thing's busted, so we'll need to get that thing fixed. It seems. Okay, I'm starting to piece things together. So some plants. Okay, so the pixie tears are gonna need the apples, right? We're gonna need to add that stuff to the pixie tears to get them going, rocking. And the wolf glove is gonna need to get up there to mimic the heat, or mimic the temperature, or the winds, right, and the altitude. Alpine exploration. Wind speed and pressure in the Alps by location. Matterhorn. Tower wind research. Wind speed of 35 fs on 3rd floor. Wind speed of 50 fs on 2nd floor. 45 on the 4th floor, 20 on the 1st floor, 40 on the 4th floor, 25 on the 5th floor. Somehow my anemometer broke. I hope there isn't a poltergeist in the tower after all. Probably not. So we don't need to worry about the anemometer anymore since she's already has... I like that she sketched and painted this in. That's beautiful. This is real nice. Why can't anyone could do this too? So we have wind speeds, right? And we have wind speeds here. Let's not worry about the pressure. So we have various wind speeds. Some are more replicatable than others. Ooh, we made it in. Unfortunately, we cannot go down there. Oh, look, that's the priest hole right there. Look at that. So it was that symbol, but it was it was going to be in a different location than that. How do we expect to get down there, though? Dearest Alabara, we made it to the Alps. We're so sad that you couldn't join us this time. We understand you were busy creating your herbarium yesterday. We were lost on a hike, but until we suddenly heard a strange whistling tune, we followed the sound, and soon enough we discovered it was coming from a tiny flower. If only you had been there to tell us what kind of flower it was. Ooh, it was probably a foxglove, huh? Or wolfglove, my bad. To Arabella, Botany Manor, Somerset. Natty Goldman. As you can see, the staircase on the orangery collapsed in your absence. I already written to the builder and hopes he wants to sort it out, though you know he can be difficult to pin down. I do apologize if this is getting in the way of your research. I don't suppose you could find another way into the bottom level. The painting room. Okay, so I'm sure we can. So the reason I haven't done anything with the foxglove is yet, or I keep calling it foxglove. That's because that's what I know it for. So the pixie tier seeds are down there. Right, it's because I like to. First of all, I needed all the seed. I wanted all the seeds, right? So I needed the pixie tier seeds before I picked which one to plant first. The manor, right? So look, I'm sure we would probably notice a discrepancy if we saw that what we had personally plotted on our little map and this map, right, might be able to draw certain conclusions. So we have bell tower, library, lower floor, pantry, kitchen, servant hall, ground floor, vestibule, flower room, drawing room, dining room, main room, painting room. Imagine having an art studio, right? They call it the painting room, but look what it's an art studio. When she's not growing plants, studying plants, right? She is painting them. Meadow Orchids Research Team, 1862. Professor John Montague, Anne Montague, Robert Brown, Arabella Green. So she has colleagues. Dear Miss Green, Society for Botanical. Your research proposal on the structure of coastal plants was of quaint interest. We have no plans to fund a small project like this, but perhaps you are set on botanical fieldwork. You might assist Professor Montague in his work on British meadow orchids. I'm sure your natural aptitude for domestic duties would be much appreciated. Might I also recommend John Lindsay's book, Ladies' Botany, or A Familiar Introduction to the Study of the Natural System of Botany. It is an elementary book for unscientific readers, and one I have heard is a suitable amusement for ladies such as yourself, being about a mother who wishes to teach her children about plants. So he's like, how come this isn't in the burn pile, right? We just chuck that in there if you do. Low-key saying, like, at first the other one, it's like it was a couple years, right, but after that rejection to the university, it's like, no, they don't admit women. They're not serious enough for botany. Now this one's like, okay, so women can study botany, but they're merely children that need to be taught how to botany. Damn. Chumps, huh? Lady Arabella, I was wondering if I could join Mr. Bennett into town later this afternoon to place an order for a new kitchen scale. The one we have is rather ancient. I'm afraid it's not suitable for measuring flour to make my delicious scones. If you could let me know your decision before the afternoon, that'd be lovely. In your service, Mrs. Patterson. Symbology study, wherein the reader will find a history in the use of religious and folk Loric symbols throughout the art of the world. Ah, the Agnus Dei, the Lamb, huh? Catechism. How did, if, how was it that no one noticed that, right? If Catholic catechism was being persecuted, and right by Christianity, that they don't notice that little symbol, here and there. So where it's at now is beneath our feet, right? So it's something that's going to connect over here. So hoping the painting room would connect it, but not the case. So instead, it's this. And what this is going to need is setting the scale. So this is going to reveal the secret. But we will need more, we might need a little bit more information, and maybe that religious text, that book about the symbols will tell us. Agnus Dei. Page 37. I think page 37, that's not specific enough. Triskelion, Neolithic, Taitsu, Taoism, Star and Crescent, Islam, Wheel of Dharma, Buddhism, Star David, Judaism, Agnus Dei, Catechism, Ik Onkar, Sikhism, Om, Hinduism. Okay. The Sikhism symbol, I'm not as familiar with that one. I heard of Sikhism, but I never saw that symbol before. Constructed 1598. Wow, this place is ancient. I don't know. Well. So how are we going to get the secret adjustment, huh? Maybe the year? We got the year it was built. That's all I have to go off of right now. 15, was it 98? Off the top of my head, I didn't commit it to memory yet. Okay, it was a different one. Was it 56? No, my bad. Let me double check. Well, now that's a tricky one. Just to get the Pixie Tears seeds. So it was 1593. Because they would have had to construct this place with the priest holes in mind, right? Since they're so secret. 1593. So 1-5. We were close. Here we are. I knew it. Wow, she found the priest hole. History sleuth. Wow. Yes, we're all wish we could be like Arabella Green, right? And just have a fantastical castle, right, in the English countryside. Tufted duck. An old bed for the priest, huh? My Lord Green, thou hast ventured mightily in granting me refuge within these walls, and for such favor I remain eternally indebted to thee. The cunning of Little John and his establishment of this sanctuary doth inspire awe. A saint he is to our brethren and sisters who have sought refuge from the harsh rule of Queen Elizabeth and King James. Pray extend my gratitude unto thy cook for the substance provided, a welcome respite from Brother Michael's oft repeated fare of leeks and potatoes. With the most earnest of thanks, I entreat that this missive shall not mark our final communion, and that our faith may endure unbroken with Yours with devotion are Blount. Imagine that priest, like, descendants, right, were just so happen to be, maybe without their knowledge, a modern day, the right, or in modern day, right, to Arabella's perspective, right, acquaintances of Arabella. What a small world, huh? Lady Mountaineers Club, first outing 1950. Wow. Souvenir coin. Matterhorn. Oh, there's that symbol, West Weisshorn, Switzerland. Is that where she got the seats for? Grand Paradiso. 85. That was only 5 years back. So she did that when she was 40. Old Advert. The Society for Botanical Science meets every second and fourth Wednesday from 6 o'clock on the assembly rooms in Stroud. A prospective applicant must be supported by 3 existing gentlemen, men, right, of the society, along with evidence or research showing his dedication to the advancement of the science of botany. Widows of existing fellows receive honorary membership to attend annual social events. This month's lecture is on the importance of laboratory investigation. No wonder it's been rubbish, huh? I imagine she would say. There's the sea. It's so close to water, Arabella. How could you be so neglectful? Oh, my bad. We had the pixie tears. Okay, it was the wolf glove that we needed. I thought it was the other way around. More commemorative coins from her travels. Scotland. So these coins help us identify where these mountains are located. Mount Blanc, Igar, the Crystal Palace, St. Paul's, London. We're also still gathering clues so that we can knock out both the plants, right, with their necessary amount of clues. Today marks the beginning of an intriguing adventure as I join Professor John Montague and his wife Anne Montague and fellow botanist Robert Brown on our field trip to study British meadow orchids. Everyone's enthusiasm for the subject is infectious. Today, Professor Montague gathered all of us to examine a southern marsh orchid. Though upon arrival, I noticed it had much more hooded appearance and could be a new species entirely. When I pointed this out, Professor Montague laughed and explained he was simply testing us. What? Oh, that's neat. That sly dog, Montague. There, where are we at? We needed the corresponding pot size, right, for the amount of the sugar, right, for an apple. So we could probably use any of those apples. We just need the right. It's going to be according to the size of the pot, since it has different ones. Now we could just use oh, this made it easy. Yeah, just knock out one of them. Alright, research done. So Mount Ventoux, Alpine. Okay, that's what I needed to see. Now, how do we return? Pardon. That's not supposed to close shut on us, right? Is it supposed to stay open? Oh, never mind. Oh, Arabella, clever girl. Yeah. She don't need no superstitious builder. He's afraid of a little flower growing up there. Okay, so Alpine, right? And we were Mount Vento is where this wolf's glove is gonna. Okay, so we're looking at a wind speed of 50, and we can find that on the second floor. So we will need to take our plant to the second floor. Go ahead and pot up. Let's do the wolf glove first, since we're right around. Let's go ahead and set the sucker down. So we're on the first floor, now we're on the second floor. Oh, never mind. That's the first floor, so we were on the ground floor? I guess that, or they considered that we were lower than... Whoops, my bad. Well, this is nice, you know, this is showing that, yeah, sometimes plants have other conditions than just sunlight and water. I don't think I'm growing anything that is as, like, you know, unique. Well, some of these might be, like, made up, you know, or based off of a real-life plant, but embellished a little bit more. Oh, I made a mistake. Okay. Okay, we need to open... we need to open these various windows, but not all of them. It's gonna depend. Okay, that's gonna be part of the secret. So luckily this plant's not too tough. We could tackle this plant easy. Now, hold on, check this out. Okay, so she noticed on her test of, okay, she can get 50 FS on the second floor, right? I almost want to snap a picture. So we have third floor, pretty much. So the top floor opened up all the, or when I say top, right, the topmost floor opened up all the way. Right, then one below that closed, open. So open, closed, open, open, half open. You know what? Just snap a picture of this bad boy, huh? There we go. I guess I could have done that with all my clues, huh? And I'm getting a little bit of blur. I've got this little bit of blur on the camera, huh? What happened here? Well, don't worry about that, disregard that. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just move this to the corner here. Shrink it down a little bit. Don't mind me. You know, I'm not too important for this, right? This experience. We're experiencing this game together right now. You could see me well enough. Okay, so it was specifically when, if we're looking at this from the outside, right, on the outside, our left, right, has that side open, which it is. Okay. Moving up. It's like you imagine the plant like starts like showing some kind of reaction, like you. So the fourth floor can stay closed. And then last but not least, the very tippity top. And then now we go down, but we go back to the second floor. We essentially have like a wind tunnel. Now right here, do we need to fix this bad boy? We've done. Okay, so we make a mistake somewhere. Test 2 out of 6. Wind speed of 50 fs on second floor, right? So we're on the second floor now. We have our seedling plopped down. We've more or less mimicked, right? Where the very top is open, then the next one is closed, open, open, and then on the bottom, half open. Do we need to try to repair this thing? But I don't see how we might. Unless our mistake is that it was an alpine for our clue. .30 fs on the third floor. Maybe the point, okay, I guess maybe the why we're making the mistake is that we should be having we gotta be higher, right? But we need to have the right amount of wind speed at the highest level. So we need to be on the 5th floor, right, to simulate being the closest we can simulate to being on a mountaintop, right, is gonna have to be on the highest, the 5th floor. So that's, I think, what we're doing wrong. Not the 2nd floor, even though it was the correct wind speed that we could replicate. And maybe this is the difference, right? Arabella had already done the experiment, the test, right, to get to this point. But we're gonna have to go a little bit further to get to the 5th floor, right? Stay up on the 5th floor with a wind speed of 50 knots. But how are we gonna measure that, right? If the thing's busted, unless we can fix it. So what do we have to go off of? So this test 5 resulted in 40 fs on the 4th floor. 45 on the 4th floor. That's closer, right? Maybe we want to go, the higher we go, the easier it is to try to. And I guess just having everything open is not the solution. It's a combination of things closed and things open. So maybe if the second floor is so good at getting air, we gotta get that to move upward. Man, those are almost identical. Okay, maybe we just go with what's the fifth floor is, right? And we know that she could reach 25 miles, right, some wind speeds with that arrangement, right? That means if we could start from there, right? And we're halfway there to reaching, right, what we would like. And that's still a lot of combinations, right? You have 5 floors with 2 doors, right, to the window, right? Do the math real quick. 2 times 2 to the power of 5, right? So 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8 times 2, 6 times 2, 32. We have 32 combinations to get through. There might be a way to speed this up. So look, to get 35 degrees on the 5th floor, 30 degrees Fahrenheit. I keep thinking it's Fahrenheit when I look at it. Maybe this is to show us that, okay, we can achieve 50. Okay, maybe it's just a matter of seeing the combination of stuff that we could reach the 50, right? If we have, by having 3 things fully opened, 1 closed, 1 half open. Does the side matter? Which side is open? Oh, wow, is that? Because if that's the case, that might be even more combinations. Which is like, we need the very specific. So on the lowest one, we have 2 open, 2 half open, 1 closed. 40, we have 2 closed, 2 open, 1 half open. 45, we have 1 open, 3 half open, 1 closed. That's the closest one. And then 50, right? Open, closed, open, open, half open. So isn't that what we have right now? Right? So it's 50 just on the second floor. I guess, can we fix the anemometer somehow? Is that possible? I almost want to look into that, but I guess we could come back through here, but through the other side, but we don't have much need to, as a matter of fact. Maybe let's just step away from that one for a minute. Right, we could step away and see about the pixie tears real quick. We're gonna come check in here real quick because it had, set that down, this. So 97 grams of extra added nutrition. So 97 grams for this type of pie. Sometimes it's just a matter of knowing which piece of data or information, right, that you need to use in order to get the ball rolling. Let's go ahead, add that there, and we will add a press. See, if we mess up, we'll have to start over. So that'll tell us what things look like, but we need to know 97 grams. So we'll need to combine, we'll need to add as many apples as it'll take to combine to get it to grow. So I guess, do we not need to worry about acids and tannins? And we instead just care about sugar, since that's how the chloroplast gets its darn thing, huh? My bad. I'm just seeing about the camera real quick, because it shouldn't be. Did it get crisp again? Is it just me? I guess it's fine. So 97. We'll need 97 grams of sugar is what we're trying to get. Double checking. Microscope, cider, apple blending. So that's the cider making. That's cider apples, cider apple blending, the pot, the chloroplast, right? So we'll just need to add up to 97. So how could we do that? I mean, I guess if the tannins and acids don't matter, we could just use any number of things that add up to 97. Is this where we could fail? Because there's only so many apples, right? Right, will we just have to start over? I guess if we're trying to go faster, right, we want to start with the 40. So we have Nabi, Russet, and I think we only have one of each apple, right? So to get 97 right, we can do the two highest ones. 40 plus 35, that's 75. I'm just going to pull out a calculator to help us out. 40 plus 35 equals 75. So we have the Nabi combined with the Kingston, right? And that gives us 75 so far. We need to get 97. So we're going to need 22, which the Lord Peckover can get us. So we can get, oh, we might not even have all these, huh, right? So we have Nabi, Kingston, Lord Peckover. So that's the Nabi, Kingston Black, Lord Peckover. So here's the Nabi. Kingston is red with those yellow spots right here. Kingston. And the Lord Peckover has red in the center. Red in the center. That's close, but not quite. Red in the center. Right here. So were they all over there? Maybe that was the clue. That's 97 grams. Let's give it a try. We already saved, so. Oh, it worked. For a second I thought, whoa, what the heck? Alright, sweet. Wow, that's beautiful. Wow. Damn. Oh, it's different though. Look at that. Alright, good. No longer contains chloroplasts, which are organelles responsible for photosynthesis. Instead, the pixie tears obtain sugar through their roots, which it commonly finds in the apples from orchards. Excellent, another one for our collection. Fascinating, isn't it? Wow. Wow, this is interesting. And speeds. Have the necessary. You know what? We can't put you alone, little plant, can we? Wait a second. Where was our other plant? Didn't I have them all in here? No, it's not still in here. What? Did it move itself? I could have sworn I brought it in. No matter. Maybe I had gotten sidetracked. No way, because yeah, this is part of the fun. I should be able to put all the plants in here. Here, let's just put the Fulgar and the Ash Plume together, right, as one. Put those two together. I put it by itself because it'll kind of like, it's the same color. I'm trying to have some contrast of colors, you know. I guess that. But I guess at the end of the day, I kind of want to keep it based on its chapter, too. I guess this one isn't a pair, right? So we'll just... I would love to get that wolf's glove blooming. I mean, we're this close. We're just got to figure out... Okay, what mistake are we making? Do we need to try to repair the anemometer to try to get the bloom going? Because I swear 50 must be what we're trying to achieve, right? But then also seems like we need to be as high as possible into the tower seed log. Halford Comb, Ash Plume. Fox, let's see, they have Foxglove, Ford, Abbey, but not Wolf's Glove. That's what I'm talking about. Winds, Nursery Rhymes, Builders, Alpine Wither. I guess sometimes the flowers may not be always on the tippity top of the mountain, but I mean, it doesn't need to, right? We don't need it to be because we're not exactly on the tippity top of a mountain, so the closest we can get to that condition is to keep it on the 5th floor, but we don't have any, Arabella has no prior documentation about where we might get, how we might arrange that to get, so look, it's kept its arrangement though, so that's nice. So right now we more or less have it arranged in her test 2 of her 6 tests. Wind speed of 50 fs on 2nd floor. Now we try to put the plant on the 2nd floor, it's not doing it, even though that it's got that speed. It's the other, I think, critical thing here is the pressure. So that's part of the thing, right? So it's having pressure. It's not just wind speed, but it's pressure. And Mount Ventoux has 960 pressure. Because Mount Ventoux, that's the Alpine. No, it's a little more satisfying though to get this ourselves. Okay, did I need to close the door? Does that matter? No, it isn't. So it's missing a knob. It's missing the little knob, or the little dial. Maybe we can't, I don't want to have to, maybe it's not important to look for it. We were just going to have a quick peek around here. No. Something else I might have also done is just change the, whoops, my bad, I forget that it's like I expected to just let me keep going up until I can go back down. I was gonna say if I open this, no, that doesn't matter. Also because we need to be on the first floor, or the highest floor. Okay, well, I'm glad we took a side little break from this one to do the other one. Makes me feel like I still got the wind. I'm riding the winds of that other bloom, successful bloom. So from the outside of the tower, right, when we're looking at the left window is open, which we have, right, we're essentially just getting it back to 50 wind speed, right, which is like, maybe we could do that by having 3 windows open. Maybe I should have took a picture of all the tests. So I don't have to keep backtracking to look at the book. I wish I could look at it from here, right? Is there controls? Y, herbarium, menu, left stick, dismiss, page, interact. I think my first time in here, I think I just opened up everything. That's not good enough. For sure. It would be great to get the anemometer working. I'm pretty sure it's the Mount Ventoux. That could be another mistake. Maybe, no, because we saw Mount Ventoux. The coin for Mount Ventoux said Alpine on the back, right? And this is Alpine Weather, Nursery Rhyme, Alps, Alpine, right? It's a bit different. Oh, wait, never mind. I thought I could. I checked the orangery, thinking maybe she had another instrument handy for viewing. See, these other coins show us other locations. No rebar. I guess I'm trying to rely too much on the anemometer. Scotland. Mount Ventoux. Souvenir Alpine. Mont Blanc, Eiger. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just snap a picture of these now, so I have reference. I'll just take pictures of, so look, I just need 3, right? That way I don't have to keep backtracking. Yeah, it's much more fun to look at it like this. Okay. Okay, so if the anemometer is broken, truly, we just have to make do without it. We just have to make do without the anemometer, because there's no anemometers in the train. So maybe there's a pattern we can observe. Okay, I guess that's the problem. Something on that when I'm actually looking at the book in the game, the viewer can see it as well. Whereas on my phone, right, like I could just look at the 3 photos I looked at because I could see 2 pages at once and I can quickly reference it. But maybe it's not as interesting. So there's 2 cases where the first floor is left closed, and on the 3rd test it yielded 45 wind speed on 4th floor, having the first closed. And on the first test there was 35 wind speed on 3rd floor with the first closed. Maybe another example is that, like, I guess 5th floor, 4th floor, 1st floor, 4th floor, 2nd floor, 3rd floor. Okay, maybe so the point of looking at the test maybe sometimes is also, it's maybe combining, right, what we know about the floors. So on test 6 of 6, we have the tower with a wind speed of 25 on the 5th floor, right? And I think that's where we're ultimately going to need to be, right? So I'm going to recreate test 6 of 6, which is first floor fully open. Okay, 2nd floor fully open, as per the book, right? If you can see. Oh my bad, I don't want to. My camera's already. It's probably fine. So 3rd floor now is closed on test 6 of 6, right, in the book, if you happen to ever give this game a try. 4th floor is only half open, so it's, if we're standing outside of the tower, the right window is going to be open, right, and the left side is going to be closed. So if we're standing outside, the left side is going to be closed. Okay, so 4th floor, go up, and the same with this top floor, so we close that one. Now we're on the 5th floor, like we ultimately will need to be, I believe. But we're at 25 wind speed, as this thing will let us know. It looks rather tame right now, right? Maybe when we see how much more vigorous it's flowing, right, that's how we'll know. So like if I open this, looks a little slower, a little faster. Kinda looks the same. Maybe it's a little faster. Okay, so now we're at 25 wind speed. Now, hopefully, okay, if we closed up everything, it's gonna go, I'm suspect it's gonna go down. We'll have a sharp decline. Now, the only time she's ever gotten four. See, it's just that each floor has a different. It's just different on all the floors. So, okay, with a half open one. So, the only time it's ever reached 50 wind speed was when the top one was fully open. I swear this looks like it's getting a little faster. It's kind of hard to tell, but there was a time when the second floor had fifth. Maybe we just gotta leave it. For now, let's not worry about it. It's kind of like we gotta combine some of these other test results. But we don't want the same results, right? Since it's a different floor, we're trying to get to a peak. So maybe we could see what's different. So even though we want 50 wind on the top fifth floor, right? We get 50 wind on the second floor. And what do they have in common? They have in common that the second floor is fully open. That's what they have in common. They don't have in common is that the third floor is closed on the fifth floor. So it seems like there will always be one closed. And the only time there wasn't one closed, everything was half open, and it resulted in 20 wind speed on the first floor. Okay. There's too many combinations for us to just go crazy with it, so let's be a little patient. Tactful. Okay. Half open, half open. I mean, does it even matter what side we open? This one's tricky. We are obviously missing something. A piece of information. I mean, just trying out these would take too long. I don't think we need to start the plan over though. I think maybe we'll just have to go floor to floor, open and close stuff to see what makes it go faster. the plant, we definitely know that's probably alpine. So maybe the mistake lies in alpine. The Alpine Club. Maybe I'm mistaking what alpine means. Tell you what, was it that nursery rhyme that mentioned something? Let's double check the nursery. Okay, let's go ahead. I just remembered a clue, and that was from the letter. I believe it's in here, or was it in the house? It had a symbol stamped on it that I neglected. Was it up here? There? No, it was in here. Right there. I just remembered that. Not that one. This one. Natty Golding. Look, that symbol. I seen that. I think that's on the coin. No, yeah, we know. Okay, so one more time. It is like a ram with a star. Kind of ominous if you ask me. Just saying. Okay. So, look. So we'll just have to look at all the coins one by one. Wait, no, not Vento. Well, it does have a ram, but that's not the one we I think are looking for. Okay, there it is in the middle. There's that symbol. Weisshorn, Switzerland. What? Weisshorn, Switzerland. I know it's W, but I think in that region of Europe that like the W's might be pronounced with like a V sounding to like an English or American accent. So Weisshorn, Switzerland, 40 wind speed. So that's 10 degrees off. Okay, and look. 40 degrees on test 5th of 6. Okay. So that's why that was too difficult, because we were trying to make that wasn't the solution. Okay, so I poorly assumed that it was alpine because I kept seeing Alp, so that was my mistake. Sometimes, yeah, pay attention to symbols because they could very well be clues. Okay, I was wondering why that letter would be a clue. Okay, so when it's pretty much a clue to growing, that's how you know. And me, I'm just like adding fake clues, huh? Because, all right, pay attention to the clues, right? So look, that's 5. My bad, 7 tips, right, to make this thing possible. Okay. Or I have, with my handy dandy photo I took, wind speed. 40 wind on the 4th floor, right? So we'll be going to the 4th floor. That's another mistake, assuming I need to be on the highest floor and get that to the right temperature. Wind speed, right, wind speed. So 1st floor, standing outside. We're gonna have the left window open, so we'll close that one. We have picture shows This one closed. Move up. This is fully open, as well as is this fully open, and surprisingly, the 5th floor window is shut. And if we go to the 4th floor, you hear that? That music on Telltale Signs, huh? Beautiful. You hear that? Whistling, huh? The wolf glove, rose, and mount Weisshorn. Weisshorn. Where the weather is just right. When the wind hits its tubular petals, a howling sound can be heard. Mountaineers are familiar with this flower and use it to navigate on foggy days. Wow, what a beautiful little story, huh? I mean, it might be based off of a different one. That's probably another key, huh, from the local local blacksmith or locksmith, keysmith, you know, whoever. John Doe. And thus to our next heading, chapter 4. Now with how... thinking about calling it after we... maybe we'll check out that gatehouse next time. Since we know when we open up the door that it unlocks. So where are we heading? We're heading inside to take this, our new foxglove, to the kitchen. Not my bad, the flower room. The plant room right now. They're not only flowers in there. Or not all plants are flowers. No sir. Okay, no sir. Alright, here we go, sibling. By chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. We'll just fit chapter 4 and 5 in here. Back to the index. Botanical alleys and climbing up. It's a fair bit of clues. We might be looking at 3 plants apiece. You know what? I will just grab the key real quick. Might as well. Could. I suppose I could. Wait, is that the... I'm so glad to hear you have returned safely from your travels. While you were away, I changed the code for the library door lock each time I visited, as I know some of grandmother's valuable items are kept in the secret vaults. The new code for the door is the 3 initials of my name. To make it easier for you to remember, I hope we can meet soon. I look forward to hearing all about your adventures. Your loving sister, Elizabeth. So that's going to be her new maiden name, right? So 8, it's going to be E blank H. So that will mark the beginning of chapter 4, which is Botanical Allies. Gosh, this is beautiful. Wow, Arabella. I suppose, she's off adventuring, huh? Never had time to. I mean, honestly, no, I mean, there have been many generations, people living here. So what's gonna happen to this place? Her niece? She's just gonna let her niece have it. So there we are, Elizabeth Ann Green. Okay, so I'm assuming it's her maiden name then. We'll try both. So E-A-G. EAG or EAH? EAG. You know me, I kind of want to crack that sucker open. I'm sure either we open the door, maybe either it unlocks it and we open the door. It's not her maiden name. Ooh, she loves her husband. She loves her husband. Let's put it like that. The moment we open this door, I'm sure we move on to the next chapter. But let's save that for, I think, next time. I'm feeling content. Well, thank you for watching. This has been Botany Manor. Join me next time. And in the meantime, why don't you give this game a try if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Mercurial Tongue. Hope to have you host you next time. Good night.